All right, here's India Today's exclusive news break. Moments before Anjali and her friend left the hotel, the duo fought outside the hotel entrance. Anjali and her friend's scuffle that's now caught on cameras. In fact, this is the video, if I could cut across, showing the CCTV footage of both Anjali and her friend right outside the hotel, as there was much of an argument between the two of them. After much fight, it appears they decided to leave the hotel. This is just moments before Anjali and her friend left the hotel. Both of them were entered into an argument and almost physically pushing each other. The duo's fight outside the hotel entrance caught on CCTV cameras. Anjali and her friend's scuffle that was caught on cameras here. India Today has accessed this footage now with the hands of the police as they investigate this case. The friend's statement has also been recorded. That's the visual coming in of Anjali and her friend almost pushing each other as they enter a scuffle. That's the latest CCTV footage coming in of Anjali and her friend, both of them arguing with one another, in fact even pushing each other right outside the hotel on New Year's night. And this has been caught on CCTV cameras. That's when they decided to leave from the spot. Here Anjali and her friend arguing, physically, in fact almost pushing each other. Almost looks like they were beating each other at one point. That's the visual there of Anjali and her friend. Both are girls, both of them pushing each other and arguing right on the streets on 1st of January, wee hours of the morning. Just moments before Anjali and the friend decided to take on the bike and just leave. In fact, here you see someone from the hotel also coming out. Let me cut across to Shreya joining us on the phone line. Shreya, a quick word on this visual as we see here. Anjali and her friend, both of them seriously arguing. In fact, at moments they're pushing each other and then they decide to sit on the bike and leave the spot. This is a fresh CCTV footage coming to fore. Do explain to us.
Well, if we see this particular visual, this corroborates the statement that was also made by the hotel staff, remember, to our reporter. He said that there was a brawl between both the girls, and that's when the hotel staff had also intervened. It turns out that the brawl actually went out on the streets, and for quite some time they were really quarreling with each other. What really transpired, I think the eyewitness, who's already recorded her statement under Section 164, she will have a better thing to say. But from clearly it is established that they were not in the best of state. They were really quarreling with each other. There was a brawl that was there between two of them, and whether that had any repercussion in subsequently the accident that took place, that's something that Delhi police will obviously investigate. But these are fresh CCTV images that surfaced from outside that Divan Palace Hotel where Anjali was there on the night of 31st, and followed by that you see the footage now where she's clearly seen embroiled in a quarrel between between her friend and her outside the hotel.
All right, as we see here, Anisha, both of them walking out and boarding the bike, they decided to leave the spot. Shreya, beg your pardon. Shreya, as you see, both of them walking out and arguing right in front of the hotel. We believe that the hotel staff as well sort of chased them away from there because they were creating quite some commotion outside. Is that true?
Well, that's something that has been made in the statement. Now, we've seen that the hotel staff very categorically put it forward that there was a quarrel that they had to intervene between both the girls. Now, they had been there for quite some time. While they were coming out, they were embroiled in a fight with each other, and the hotel staff intervened, followed by which, they left the spot. And now this visual that has been received from the outside the hotel, the CCTV, clearly establishes that both the girl, the friend who was initially riding the scooty and then was pillion, they were fighting with each other. There was a quarrel that erupted between both of them.
Now, yet not clear why that friend ran away soon after the accident. I mean, so much for a friend, isn't it, Shreya? The other girl just fled from the spot. No, and did she know that this girl Anjali was being dragged along that car? Did she spot the car dragging the girl?
Well, I mean, there's a statement that's being recorded. We yet have to get a confirmation whether she mentioned that in the statement. But if we can understand, it's very clear that it wouldn't have been impossible for her to understand that her friend who's already been hit by the car was entirely tangled. It is her leg that got stuck with the car, and subsequently she was dragged along for 12 kilometers. Now imagine a friend you spend the night with on the 31st, and when you meet with an accident, the friend runs away. So there are a lot of answerings even the girl needs to do. She's right now an eyewitness in the matter, obviously, because the Delhi police is investigating the case, but that doesn't leave away the fact that she indeed fled the spot. So subsequently, we have to see what the Delhi police has to say on this investigation. But as of now, this girl has been made an eyewitness, and a statement has been recorded under Section 164 CRPC.
You know, and again, this CCTV footage coming just days after the accident took place. So we're looking at least 3 days now, after which the CCTV has come to fore. Is this the police? Is this footage also in the hands of the police at this point? And how are they looking at this piece of news?
The CCTV obviously is, I mean, something that the Delhi police is looking while they were mapping. Now, you know, they came forward with CCTV while they were mapping the entire stretch, and now they have unearthed that this is what transpired that night before the accident took place. Now, it is important for Delhi police to take these crucial pieces of information, because whether or not the things that transpired in that night, despite, as we talked about, had anything to do with that accident that took place. That is the reason these visuals are extremely important. The entire incident that transpired before is important. Delhi police is looking into other CCTVs as well, because at this stretch, while they were going along, at one point the scooty met with an accident, and subsequently what transpired, why did the girl leave the spot, why did she not call the PCR? Now, as of now, what we are learning, that she said that the police were not answering her call. Now, we've two eyewitnesses who not only constantly called the PCR but also chased down. Now, for people who were not known to her, they could do that. Why did the person who's a friend of her, not stop? There are a lot of answering even the girl has to do. As of now, she's important for the investigation of this case, is why she's been made an eyewitness. But that doesn't leave away the fact that she probably could have stayed back, and maybe if she would have made a timely call, Anjali's life might have been saved.
You know, any word so far on whether the accused knew the victim? Anything at all we know of their connection, or were they absolute acquaintances? You know, is there any understanding on that, Shreya, if they were known to each other?
Well, as on date, there's no confirmation that whether the accused, knew the victim. One thing is for sure, that both belong to the same location. One of the victims, remember Manoj Mittal that we're talking about, he belongs to the same Sultanpuri area. He's been talking as one of the local leaders in the area. So they were from the same area, and that's the reason Delhi police is obviously investigating the case so closely, because if at all, remember, they are known to each other, the case would become altogether something different. As on date, Delhi police maintains that this is a case of an accident, but as investigation is still in the preliminary stage, as was mentioned by the special CP also in the press conference, we cannot really weigh out any further possibilities as the investigation proceeds.
All right. Here we see the CCTV footage that's now come to fore, where it shows very clearly two women, Anjali and her friend, both of them entering into a scuffle, almost pushing each other. I wouldn't call this a physical assault for sure, because both of them there are fighting. Two girls there trying to push each other, arguing hectically, and then they decide to get on the bike and leave. Anjali, in fact, initially was pillion, and then she took over. That's what the friend says, that in the middle she asked the friend to stop, and then she decided to ride the bike, and then she got in front. The friend sat right behind, and that's when the accident took place. And they also claim in the statement, a friend claims in the statement, that it was the Baleno's fault. The car hit the scooty, did not see the bike coming towards that road, and that's when she was scared for her own life and fled from the spot. This is Anjali's friend's statement, but it's shocking that, like rightly Shreya said, after spending the New Year's night together, two friends decide to go home. Yes, they had a quarrel or a fight, but when an accident takes place, a friend leaving the other friend to her fate and fleeing from the spot, certainly something that she's got to answer. To the police, she said that she was scared, and that's why she left. But clearly here, this girl, Anjali, was was left to her fate. She finally died. She was found naked. In fact, Shreya, a little more if you could elaborate on this visual here. As we see, the fact that there was a pillion, the information on this front itself came much later, 2-3 days after the incident has taken place. So this again clearly showing the lapse on the part of the police. Why did they not know that there was another girl involved on that bike right in the start of the investigation itself? Is the police dragging its feet with this case?
Well, absolutely. See, there's a lapse on the part of Delhi police. For at least over 48 hours, the Delhi police wasn't even aware of the fact that there was a pillion, there was another girl who had escaped the spot. Now, it's only after they mapped the CCTV, because yesterday we got it to our viewers that Delhi police was on the ground. They were mapping the CCTV of that 12-kilometer stretch, and during that time, they unearthed that there was this another girl who was also, riding with Anjali. She left the spot. Delhi police's lapses is obviously being investigated in a separate inquiry that's been ordered by the Home Ministry, but very categorically, it's important to point out that Delhi police will have to do a lot of answering. They took a lot of time to even unearth that Anjali was not alone driving the scooty. She was in fact along with another pillion, and that's something that needs to be further investigated, because if at all these things has any resemblance to what then transpired in that night.
All right, Anisha, thank you very much for joining. Shreya, thank you for joining us.